What is up, guys? Welcome back to the videos. We are actually on our way to the shop, and if you read today's video description, we are going to be pulling out the back seat of the WRX. The cage came, which I'll show you guys when we get to the shop, but I am actually stopped at a convenience store. I have got to get an energy drink. I'm dragging ass, so we are going to go run in, grab an energy drink, and then we were going to head our way down to the shop. So let's go grab an energy drink or I am going to die. Got our drink. All right, let's get back into the truck and do an update. All right. All right. Got ourselves an energy drink. Now, let's head down to the shop and I'll give you guys an update on what's going on with the cars. And we have an update on the Skyline, which is super cool, and I'm super psyched to tell you guys about it. And also too, I'll show you guys the cage. I don't know if we probably aren't gonna put the cage in today, but I'm at least gonna get the back seats out of the WRX and let it get ready for us. Because we still need to paint the cage. The cage is painted, but we're gonna paint it a different color. So that'll be another video, but at least we'll get the back seats out of the WRX today and get it prepared for the cage. So let's go ahead and head down to the shop and then I'll give you guys an update. All right, guys. So we are back in the shop, and behind me you can see the cage, which I'll go over here in a second, but let's go over a couple updates and give you guys a little bit of an update of what's going on. So, one, we are shooting on a brand new camera. I sold my old camera, which is actually boxed up in here. Now, if you guys are wondering, I used to shoot on a Panasport G7, and the reason that I bought that camera is I thought that I would be doing a lot of recording on 4K, and that is not the case. Unfortunately, shooting on 4K made it really hard to render for my computer, and I have a pretty stout computer. So I decided to switch to 1080 and just shoot straight 1080. And the camera that I'm using a Canon EOS M50. This is a brand new camera that we'll be using for the vlog. Right now I'm using the kit lens. There's a couple lenses that I want to get. So if you guys ever have any questions about what gear I'm using or whatever, just leave them in the comments and I'll be glad to answer. But that's what we're shooting on. So that's our brand new camera that we're shooting on. I can tell you right now, the autofocus on this thing is absolutely nuts. So like, watch here, I'll do a flip and autofocus and focus. So again, camera super fast autofocus. So far I'm loving it. So that's one update. Second update is on this. So the GTR, as it sits, obviously we've been talking about it, there is no motor. So right now, I actually got an update from the motor builder and our shop, SRD, on what's going on. So, couple things. One, the bottom end was really damaged and we were really scared that we might have to get a brand new block. Not the case. They went through it, they disassembled the block and it is still rebuildable. So they are right now assembling the block with the brand new forged pistons and rods. So that is being done. The other scary thing was they thought the head was warped. Now, that was the one that really scared me because the cheapest head that I found for this car was about 1,800 bucks. Now, thank goodness that that's not the case. The head was actually totally reusable. So they went ahead and poured it and polished and they are assembling the engine as we speak. So we're hoping that we're about a week away from getting the motor back. So let's all keep our fingers crossed because once the motor goes back in this thing, we've got full steam ahead. I've got a few things that I'm ready to, pretty close to order, and I want to get a consensus from you guys what you think we should do as far as seats. I want to put two bride, or however you want to say it, bride seats in. Or the other option is to have the stock seats reupholstered. I'm leaning towards doing the bride seats. If you're familiar, that's how it's said in Japan, or bride, however you want to say it. I'm leaning towards that, but I want to know what you guys think, what we should put in there. I still do love the stock seats. So But anyways, that's the updates for what's going on with the cars. Now let's take a look at the cage for the WRX. So this is the bolt-in cage that we will be putting in. Now obviously it is black, but we are going to be painting this, and I'm not going to give you guys any ideas. I'm sure some of you already know what color we're going to paint it, but this is what we're getting ready to put in for the WRX. So one of the things that I need to do today is get the back seat completely pulled out. So that's what we're going to be doing today in the WRX. We're going to go ahead and get the back seat pulled out of the car and get the car prepared to put the cage in. Now, the car already has pre-drilled. It had a half cage in it already. So let me show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see this because it's dark in here, but it's already been pre-drilled. Now these holes don't line up with the new cage, so we're gonna have to drill again or use a couple of these holes and drill another hole. So, but we're gonna go ahead and get this back seat completely out of the car and get it ready. We also have to pull out these plastic pieces because that's where the other bars go down. So we might have to cut those out and mod those, but today we're at least gonna get the back seat out of the car and get the car ready for the cage. So first things first, I think I'm gonna pull this out and wash it before we do that. So let's do that, and then we'll get started on the back seat. All right, so we got a wash on her. We've got the doors open. I've got the seats pushed forward. We're gonna try to dig in here and see if we can get this back seat pulled out and the plastic side pieces out. Right now, it doesn't look too hard. It looks pretty straightforward. I'm pretty sure the bottom seats just lift up and pop out, and then there's some bolts that pull out the back seat. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing out of here. I say that it's gonna be easy, and then I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be hard as shit. So let's get started. I'm gonna set the camera up and then we'll see if we can dig into this thing. So, all right guys. All right guys, so upon further inspection, taking the bottom portion of the seat out is actually rather simple. On each side, underneath the cushion here, there is a black hoop. And what it does is it actually keeps the bottom portion of the seat locked in. So all you have to do is pull that on this side, which I'm gonna do real quick. Right here, there's a hoop. You pull it forward and it pulls out the whole cushion. So we gotta do it on this side as well. So let me jump through and pull it out on this side. There we go, okay. These are all Velcroed in. So undo the Velcro. There we go. The bottom cushion is out, that's it. This middle one you just lift and pull. So we'll go ahead and put the cushion out of the car. Now, we just got to get the back headrests out. All right, so we got it all out. As you can see, let me spin the camera around so you guys can see. Voila. So the clips that I'm talking about are these right here. You just pull them forward and it lets you pull the bottom portion out. And then the middle clip that's right here, all you gotta do is lift that out, and then there's the clip on this side. That gets the bottom portion of the seat out, which you can see over there. But now we've got that out, let's figure out how we get these back headrests out. That's the question. So let's figure that out. Okay guys, so what it looks like is actually fairly simple. There's one nut and bolt right back here. We have the seats folded down, which all there are pull tabs to pull the seat down. And there's a nut right here that I think we're gonna go ahead and undo, and it should be able to pull these out. Just one nut holding them in, which is really interesting. But we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get this out of here and pull the seats out. This is actually a fairly simple removal that I'm actually really surprised how easy this is. So let's pull this bracket out. All right, let's go ahead and pull these out. There we go. The whole back seat's out. Now all we gotta do is pull these plastic pieces out on each side, and then we can have a spot to bolt in the actual bolt-in cage for the support. So let's go ahead and get these pieces out. Okay, so I'm in the back of the car, and the pieces that I'm talking about are these right here, where this actual other seat belt is. This piece right here has to be removed because this is where the support is actually gonna mount for the back portion of the hoop. So I think these actually just pop out. Let's see if we can get them out. That piece pops out. There we go. So now we got that piece out. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. So we got that piece out, and actually here's the holes. Let me show you guys. There's the holes for the old cage. So obviously it's already been pre-drilled. It already had a cage in it at one point, whoever took it out. So we just got to take that side out and get this piece out, and we pretty much have the back seat removed and ready for the cage. So let's go ahead and get that one out. All right guys, so we actually have the whole back seat out. So there is the back seat, the two plastic pieces that we pulled out. The bottom seat is over here. So we have everything out of the back of the car, and let me show you guys. So everything is out. So those plastic pieces are out. There's the holes for the cage on this side. My shadow's in the way. There's the whole back seat. So if you guys are ever wanting to get in here and maybe get to your fuel pump or anything like that, there's how you pull out the whole back seat. Very simple, very quick, not gonna mess anything up. So the only thing that we had redone on this car was that we have a, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's a radium fuel tank, surge tank, and we had it actually rewired with the correct wiring, or excuse me, the correct tubes. But there you go. There is the rear seat removed. Very simple, very quick process. Back seats right here. So we're not sure yet if we're gonna keep the back seat out of it, or maybe what we'll do is we'll cut these plastic pieces here and actually allow for the cage to go through them. That way we can at least put the back seat in and keep it somewhat looking stock. The plan for this car is kind of simple. We want to run time attack, but we also want to take it out and be able to drive it on the street. So we're trying to build it and be as safe as possible with our main hoop and everything, but we also want to be able to drive the car and take it to shows. So we want to be track ready, but also be able to use it on the street. So that's kind of where we're at. So we probably will put the back seat back in and be able to have it, even though no one's ever gonna sit in it. But at least we'll be able to have it, but we've got the back seat out now. So now we're just waiting on the paint to come in for the cage. Once the paint comes in, then we'll be good to go. We're waiting on a couple other things from Perrin. We've got a bunch of parts coming in. It's like I showed you guys last time. We've got engine and transmission mount here. We've got subframe bushings. We've got brand new rear brakes. We're about to order the charge pipes, so those will get replaced. I know I keep talking about those. We have sway bars front and back that are getting replaced. We have a engine cover that's coming. So there's a lot coming for this car, and there's a lot coming out. I think the next video will probably be us painting the cage and installing it. Painting it, I'm not gonna tell the color. I think most of you already know, but we're gonna paint it, we'll get it in the car, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I know super quick, super simple, but some people need to know how to pull out the rear seat. If you guys are enjoying the content, you're enjoying what we're doing, you wanna be up to date on the GTR, and when we start putting the engine back in that, please hit the like, it helps. Please hit the subscribe. I'm trying desperately towards the end of the year to get 4,000. My goal is 4,000 subs. Can we do it? I would really appreciate you guys and your support. And with that, guys, that's gonna do it. Deuces. Thank you so much. I love you.